Hey everybody, my name is Nina. I'm back for another video. Today's video is going to be kind of like a part 2 to my file on my desk. It's going to be like a part 2. Hang on, you can see me better. So it's going to be like it was basically like a part 2 to my last video. About you know yeah, it was one I made last about my pride of being non-binary, and when I uploaded that, I suddenly felt very happy because nothing makes me happier than being proud of just like a good self-esteem. But not only that, but when a positivity in which people happen. So when people are happy, I'm happy for them. Um, and I just wanted to say that, to many of the non-binary people out there who've watched my video, hopefully, well, actually, kind of, yeah, as well as that, to the people who have watched my video, especially the non-binary people who have, if any have, and if you're watching this video, I just want to say that you should be proud as well, and, if, it is something to be proud of, I agree, and just keep it like that, and just keep it like that. If people did name you, misgender you, or just try to like really bring you down, just don't listen to them, because what they're doing, the people who bring you down, they just really, think they just think they're just as better as themselves, and prejudice has always been a, a very nasty um, nature in human history, and it pains me and the rest of the LGBT that we're still being oppressed, and but we won't give up fighting. Um, we need to be strong because we're humans, aren't we not? And we'll carry the torch forwards, and our pride will never diminish. Yeah. So last, so in the same video, I mentioned I wanted to make a split part, which is this video, which is going to be about the good of what my non-binaryism has like contributed. It's like when I first came out as non-binary or gender fluid, what good did it make for me? Like, what did it do, which is good? What did it do that? Well, just kind of like in anything in general. So I won't go like a free like reason why like I did yesterday, because I think when I did that free reason, it might seem like make sense when you put reasons, but it's just like it was, I didn't really have like a think of what to say first. I just said what made me proud, whatever came into my brain when I thought what made me proud of being non-binary. And it's the same with this one, only that I'm just gonna say that what makes me, what good, like what good things have happened since I came out as non-binary, because there was a fly on my screen. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna mm, I'm just gonna say, why the good things have happened since I came out as non-binary and all that. Um, yeah, so I would say there's like kind of a lot of reasons slash not many reasons, but I can say that a lot of good things have a lot of good things have happened since I came out, and it's contributed to why I'm getting kind of better in life, and things have improved, despite people, especially my family, they keep dead naming me. But yeah, so the first thing I'm going to say about which the good things, I'm going to say, like, one of the one of the good things have happened. The first I'm going to start with, which is the first one, that ever since I came out as non-binary, like one good thing that's happened ever since I came out as non-binary is that I've stopped feeling depressed about moving on into the future, as well as I've stopped, within that, I've stopped feeling depressed about getting older. Um, so yeah, I've stopped getting depressed about getting older, um, which means I've stopped feeling, sad about getting. I mean, like, because often, like, a while ago, I used to. This has been happening since I was like early teens. I used to, feel upset by getting older. Um, even if the future came around, um, it would be most of the time I feel like the past was better because all of the things that happened back then. I wish I was there too. Um, and I was just worried about the future, what's going to happen to the world. And yes, I'm worried about most futures, but I just know that we can improve them. And like as soon as I began getting older, it still stuck with me and so forth. And it kind of eased off when I began like college and everything. But upon now, when I went by a completely new name and identity and pronouns, I just knew that ever since I came out as non-binary, when I came out as like with my new pronouns and having that all considered, and I just began going by it around this time, I just felt like I was in a completely new person. I was a person in a new body. It just felt reassuring knowing that I've just come to terms with my true self, and it just put to rest a lot of my worries about the future, and just about every concern I had about just going forward. So, and that's the thing. It just made me feel, you know, more stronger within myself, and I feel more positive to go forward now. Because I know that I feel because I'm in a much better place than I was many years ago. Because I was and nothing bad happened. It's just I feel kind of more in a position where I'm more treated better. Um, and because I'm very glad I've found my true self, I'm not actually worried about being 19 in November. I'm not saying that I'm going to use like identities to make me feel less worried about going into the future. It's just ever since I came out as non-binary or gender fluid and began going by Nina, finding out my true self, things just began to improve. Because the feeling of just finding myself in my true self, um, through consideration and the strength I put myself through, it just put me in like a very good lease of life, and just knowing that I'm happy again just means that I can just about have just means I can, what, I wouldn't say I can, but it just made me have the feeling of a very new touch of strength, and it was a lovely feeling. Yeah. So the next thing is that the second thing of what I'm going to say of what good came out of me coming out of non-binary. Um, I'm gonna say it. You know, I began worrying. I started to um, kind of go through a lot of less guilt of my gender. Of course, I'm neither gender, um, really, but a long time ago, and I think until I found out I was non-binary, um, I used to go by male. Well, I wouldn't say used to go by male, but I used to think I was a male, and and I am really, really ashamed of the men who do hurt the women, and vice versa. And hearing those statistics that long ago, and just like what men keep doing, it just made me feel guilty for being a man. Like I'm ashamed of being a man because people of my gender, which I thought at the time, were just hurting women, and there was something I was very depressed about. Guilt tripping from toxic activists. Well, the activists who were toxic, the ones on Instagram, didn't help either, and I was depressed for a while. Um, but I was ashamed of. It felt like a very hard battle, just trying to convince that not every man is harming women, and it was just such difficulty because every time we tried to tell a woman that not every man is a bad person, it just felt like a tug of war. Not all the time, but it did at some point, and it was just insufferable sometimes. The joking didn't happen. I think I made a video a few days ago, a few weeks ago, even a month ago even, about me talking about why men jokes are just getting on my nerves, and it was something like that really. It was just coming back, and yeah, but it didn't happen anymore now, which luckily just good. But ever since I came out as non-binary, ever since I began finding my true self, even I began to feel less guilty of my gender because I was genderless, like neither gender. I just felt like my new identity of who I am was like an escape to all these guilt. Like I'm no longer guilty of who I am, and like I'm just more happier that that what my confidence, like what my true self led me to, is like a place of not worrying about guilt and just knowing that I'm no longer have I just basically have a good privilege of just not being guilt tripped, and I don't feel very good when it comes to guilt tripping. What I mean by that, I don't feel good. I feel pained and depressed when people guilt trip me. But things like guilt privileges and knowing that male privileges and all that, which kept feeling guilty of, just left me ever since I became my true self, and when I came out as non-binary, just those guilt feelings were put to rest, and everything was all nice again. And for the first time in a few months of me getting used to my new shape of being in a new identity, my true identity even, it just felt nice. It just I felt more happier, and I just grew stronger, and a new lease of life was just something I was just thrilled about. So that's the second, which I've explained. The third, I'm trying to think of the third. Um, I think I'm trying to think I wonder. I think the third thing is that this is kind of like what I've been thinking about just now, is that ever since I came out, it was something of just kind of just you know echoes the principle of last video, and that's it. Just it was something. The good it came out of it was that it brought a very very positive and amount of pride for me. Ever since I came out as non-binary, um, it brought pride to me. I felt happy. I was proud of myself, and I was just I was feeling proud of who I am, and and the good it came out of it was that ever since I came out as non-binary, I felt a very good way of self-esteem, knowing that I found my true self. Um, Pride was the reason that I began to rebuild my self-esteem, and I felt something to be proud of. And ever since I found myself in a route where I can be proud of, um, where I'm proud of myself, it just made lots of people happy and myself happy, and it just put to rest lots of the bads and the bad feelings and the low self-esteem, and just the feelings that I would condemn with myself that were just bad image of me. And but ever since realized my true self and coming out had happened, ever since I my bravery to that point, I said I go by this and that now. Everything just I felt proud of myself, and not only was I proud of myself for my identity, and ever since I was proud of being non-binary, I was proud of myself for the bravery I put myself through, and just getting through it and saying I go by this now, and just being brave about it. Um, and yeah, it was also when I was talking to my friends and family about it, um, and it just felt very good. I'm very proud of myself, and it's lovely. Yeah, I think that's like all the reasons of what the good of me coming out came by. I think I have more, but I just don't know how to put it that way. I'm just those are the three reasons. Like one of the things I would say that what good um of me coming out as non-binary meant, and reasons. Yeah, that's me just talking about it. It was, I mean, like, I was worried I wasn't going to make a video sooner rather than later, but now that I made the video, I feel I can just about do more. Yeah, so thank you all for watching. If like you know well, if if just be proud of yourself, and you are who you are, and you know because when you're proud of yourself, when you have a good self-esteem, well, when you're at a point when you feel like your self-esteem is low, there's always a time where you can rebuild yourself, and positive means having positivity even at the deepest of times, because like you feel demolished but you want to keep going, and being proud of yourself is just that, because being proud of yourself just means that you are very positive with your image, and that you're very and when you're positive about who you are, it just shows everybody and even yourself that you have a faith of confidence in you, and that's a trait that lots of people in society really want to see. And I think the main standard of humanity is that we all want to see people who have somewhere in their brain where they think, I can do this, I'm who I am, even in a time when they feel very, well, brought down. And as much as I said it to a lot of you as well, you know, only the weak can bring you down, because positivity is stronger. Because positivity can lead you to a lot of good things in your life going onwards, and it can encourage you to feel, you ambitious about trying to do further, and it just makes you a more stronger person within that. So the meaning repeats itself, basically. Yeah, I want to thank you all for watching. Subscribe. If you like the video, you can leave a like. If you dislike the video, you can leave a dislike. If you hated it, I mean, opinions are opinions. They matter. Yeah, I hope you all have a good evening, or morning, or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, I want to just leave it there. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. Goodbye.